Hey there, I'm Willem, a second-year student.
And I'm Bryant, a first-year student, and we are sports product design graduates here at the University of Oregon in Portland. For today's Speedhack, we're redesigning the original Copa Mundial, a football boot that debuted for the 1982 World Cup in Spain and is one of, if not the most iconic football boots of all time.
Throughout the early years, Copas have been worn by football legends such as Zinedine Zidane, David Beckham, and Diego Maradona. Maradona specifically sported them in the '86 World Cup and during his prime at Italian powerhouse Napoli. His achievements while wearing the Copas is why we chose him as the star of this boot's past. But as we gear our hack for the modern game, we scouted a player with a similar play style.
Our search led us to Paulo Dybala, a fellow Argentine who plays for Italian side Juventus and shares Maradona's dribbling and set-piece marksmanship. We see Dybala's generation of footballers take over and orchestrate the pace of the game, which requires updated boot features. Although a current Adidas and Copa line athlete, we really wanted to retrofit the original Copas and gear them towards Dybala's style of play.
The original Copa has a weight of 326 grams or 11.5 ounces per boot. This is because of the 2 layers of K-leather, foam padding, and nylon backing, along with a heavy injection molded sole plate, which offers little flexibility combined with an outdated conical stud layout.
This overall leads to a bulky cleat that needs to be truly broken in to get that comfort feel.
Since the Copas hold on to innovation from over 40 years ago, we looked at a modern K-leather boot. We chose the Nike TIEMPO Legend 8 Elite, which unlike the Copa, has a predetermined sole plate shape which should offer easier break-in time right out of the box, as well as a comfort-oriented insoles with shock-absorbing pour-on inserts. We believe these features will carry over and complement the Copa.
For Dybala, we wanted to improve control, which meant keeping the top layer of K-leather, adding the internal support cage. As most of his dribbling occurs on the lateral side of his foot, we're going to remove zones along the medial side, reduce the length of the tongue, all to cut weight and conserve his running economy. We'll also swap out the sole plate with the TIEMPO 8, which has a mix of conical, chevron, and bladed studs for cuts in any direction, in addition to carrying over the TIEMPO's laces.
With that in mind,
let's get hacking. Here's our final hack, the Copa times La Jolla. Taking cues from the original Copa Mundial, we designed a stud texture using 3D software Rhinoceros that we 3D printed and applied to the conical studs on our new sole plate. This not only ties back to the heritage of the classic boot, but also improves traction to what would otherwise be a smoothed edge.
Keeping in mind both Dybala's and Maradona's origins, we designed a support cage that provides lockdown and stability across the forefoot. Inspired by the sound of May on Argentina's flag, we incorporated circular perforations in the radial pattern that conserve weight and exceed the original Copa's level of breathability.
Lastly, as a notable personality on the pitch, we wanted to incorporate Dybala's tattoos into the boot's redesign. We chose to perforate the foam insoles in the shape of his most prominent tattoo, 2 thick bands on his left forearm, which represent the ancient Roman bracelets used for war. So now that we've completed the hack, we'll move on to benchmark testing, comparing the Copa against our hack boot, the Copa times La Jolla.
We will be performing various activities such as dribbling, passing, and shooting to validate our concept and learn more from our playtest. Now, on to testing. After testing, I can confirm that the added layers of the original Copa gave a more padded touch on the ball, but I did prefer the barefoot feel and minimal feel of our prototypes. The new tongue and lacing modifications were an instant improvement, and the sole plate felt more secure under my feet. Lastly, the weight reduction was an insane change, which added responsiveness and made me feel more agile when making quick accelerations.
We successfully integrated a new sole plate that made the shoe lighter and more flexible, as well as improved ventilation along the medial side of the shoe. We also incorporated Dybala's DNA throughout the boot, while maintaining the key aspects of the original Copa.
Lastly, for these modifications, we reduced the weight by more than half the original, down to 170 grams. For these reasons, we believe this hack is a success.
We'd like to thank Dave and Kevin for the opportunity to redesign an iconic and historic football boots.
We hope you enjoyed the hack.
And see you guys next time.